Well, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager Series with just 5 races to go in this 2026 season. And we are heading to Mexico in 4 days' time, 4 days off the back of COTA, where we had really a mixed result. Fernando Alonso, we sort of messed up his full qualifying we messed up. Sprint qualifying, he got unlucky because of traffic and he was unable to score points in the sprint race. And then in the full race, he qualified P12 and we went for a free stopper. Did manage to get him up to P9, but he took only 2 points across that whole weekend. And you can see how disastrous that is compared to his competitors. So it looks like Alonso out of the race now for the Drivers' Championship. Tsunoda dominated that race in COTA. It was an up and down race, so do check that one out. And of course, if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. And please do a massive favour and like the video. It really does help me out. But yeah, as I say, Tsunoda dominated that. I think he won it by nearly 30 seconds. So if he continues that form, he's got a chance. Only 64 points back on Ricciardo. I say only 64 points. Quite a margin with 5 races to go. But yeah, really it's a 2-horse race now. I would say Alonso and Verstappen too far behind now. So if Yuki can continue to dominate, he might be able to challenge Danny Ric till the closing stages. Ricciardo's just got to keep consistent, picking up podiums. If he picks up podiums, it should be enough. So that's what we've got to aim for. But yeah, heading to Mexico, one of those that's a back-to-back, so only 4 days. Not going to be too much for us to do off track. So let's jump in and see what we need to do. I did just see that we've got something to acknowledge, which is we've got a small fire in the design centre. So the design of our rear wing is going to be delayed. Not much we can do on that, so we shall acknowledge that. Well, here we go. That was the only thing we actually needed to do. So it is time for practice in Mexico. 12 Ohio, Danny Ric. These are still very low for us, but we take it because it's a guaranteed bonus, basically, unless we retire. And yeah, let's head into Mexico, though, and set up the car ready for qualifying. Okay, practice in Mexico completed, and we got the setup to 100% with Danny Ric and very close with Alonso, 99%. So both start with very high driver confidence as we head to quali next. Okay, straight out then. Let's hopefully get some clean laps after we had some disappointment in COTA. Track is dry. That's because we've had some wet, not quali sessions, wet practice sessions, but this is looking pretty clean. Yes, it's the exact same time between our 2 drivers, I believe, there.
Copy.
It is indeed. So I think that's looking pretty good for us. Okay, a minute to go, and we are running in 4th and 5th, so we're going to be safely through here, and there's not going to be any shockers. Oh, there might be a shocker. I lied. George Russell is out in the Mercedes. They've not had the best pace this year, so I don't know how much of a shocker that is really. But yeah, George Russell out in Q1. And Verstappen is again taking a penalty, it looks like, across this weekend. But let's head to Q2. Okay, we're out in Q2. We are using a scrub set, the same set that we set our time on in Q1. So we'll see if that's enough. I feel we might need to go again on a fresh set. And Alonso is half a second off this time. So he's definitely going to have to go again. Bortoleto only 4 attempts off. So I think we'll have to go again with both here. Okay, we are back out with both drivers. Not going particularly quick in that first sector. Ricciardo across the line and Alonso 3rd and 4th. Wasn't looking great to begin with there, but it looks like we've done enough. Hamilton is out in Q2. Sainz is out in Q2. A few cars are struggling here then. We might have some unlikely cars in the top 10. It might be 2 Williams in the top 10. And it is indeed going to be 2 Williams in the top 10 then as we head to Q3. Here we go then, our final runs in Q3. Again, we used a scrub set for our first runs, but they looked pretty good, although I think a lot of the grid might have been using a scrub set. So we'll see how we go. Although Verstappen is getting out of the way there for both drivers. So that means he is done. Though Verstappen is not going to improve on his 1:13.277. So even green sectors for us might be getting us close to that time. Let's wait and see then, as Ricciardo is going to be first through the timing, and it's not an improvement, but Alonso is going quicker, but he has got to find about a 10.5 to 2 tenths on his teammate. Yuki Tsunoda on provisional pole. He's been doing well all through qualifying. He dominated in COTA. Is he going to continue that here in Mexico? Piastri is finished. It's only going to be P7 for Oscar Piastri. As I say, Max has finished as well, although it's not showing as yet. What's the second sector time going to be then? Ricciardo does go green in that second sector. That will give him a bit of confidence to navigate through the final sector. Alonso go quicker again in the second sector for himself. Ricciardo, he's got to find a lot of time though to beat Max Verstappen. Will he remain in P3? Or is he going to improve? Ricciardo across the line. Doesn't improve. What about Fernando Alonso? He does improve and he does jump. Danny Rick, a good time from Alonso then. And everyone else is finished, I believe. They are indeed. So Tsunoda on pole by 2 tenths. And another 2 tenths from Verstappen back to Alonso. Alonso beating his teammate Danny Rick by a tenth. It's P3 for Alonso. P4 for Danny Rick. Here we go then. Is Yuki continuing that domination? He's on pole. Max Verstappen claims P2, but he's going to take a penalty. So Alonso and Ricciardo will actually start P2 and P3 respectively. But they qualified P3 Alonso, P4 Ricciardo. Bottas, the Mercedes finding pace again, P5. Then we have the McLarens of Norris and Piastri. Leclerc in 8th and the 2 Williams doing a good job to get in the top 10. But they don't go any further than that with Ocon in 9th and Perez in 10th. Can they hold on to some points in their battle for 7th? Let's jump into some strategy then before getting this Mexican Grand Prix underway. Okay, a bit of a mixed strategy for our drivers. Alonso starting in P2. He's going to go hard, medium, mediums on standard all the way through. Ricciardo, we know he can nurse his tyres. And the soft, medium, soft is going to work for him. We can't do that with Alonso, so we're going to have to mix it up then. Ricciardo P3, both 2 stopping, but a mixture of the compounds then as we get underway in Mexico. Yeah, I've just noticed that it looks like it's going to put us in the pit lane with Fernando, which I don't get because we haven't changed... Saying that we've changed car parts, but we didn't change them post qualifying. We changed them before quali, so I'm not sure if that's just bugged out. But that is highly frustrating. So Fernando is going to start from the pit lane, it looks like, and Ricciardo will go up to P2 then. Let's get this race underway. Not sure what's happened there.
Well then, it's not long until
it's going to be a long old slog now for Fernando. So it's Tsunoda from pole, then it's going to be Ricciardo P2 it looks like, and Alonso will start from the pit lane as we are underway then in Mexico. Alonso's under fueled as well. I don't know what's happened there because we've not changed that, so something's bugged out there with Fernando. Ricciardo is losing out to Bottas here. Alonso's underway, but something's bugged out with the game there. Bottas with a really good start, challenging for the lead. And Tsunoda and ourselves on the softs, and most of the other top 7 on the mediums. So we're challenging Tsunoda then. But yeah, I'm not sure what has happened to Fernando Alonso, unfortunately. He's had a torrid time of it recently, Fernando, and it continues here then. Ricciardo past Tsunoda into P2.
Okay, good job. Then you're P2.
Bottas with the fastest lap, but Ricciardo is right in the slipstream, pulling out now. Just enough of a gap here. Can he send one? Oh, he's thinking about it, Danny Rick. And he has sent one, and he's going to get it done. Bottas going to stay in there. He's going to lose a bit of traction. And Ricciardo's going to try and pull away. Alonso has got past Gasly and Teo Porcher, it looks like. And Ricciardo moves into the lead of this race.
Okay, that's currently P1.
And DRS should now be enabled. So we get that replay of Alonso on Teo Porcher then. He'd already got Gasly. And nice move from Fernando, having to come through the field then today. Perhaps we're using an engine that we've not used before, I don't know. Normally that'd be a grid penalty. Normally starting from the pit lane is when you make changes after parc ferme. I'm sure we didn't do that, but... Right, Ricciardo continues to push here. But he's not breaking the DRS, so I don't want to push too hard there. Alonso on Fittipaldi here. Getting a bit bogged down behind him. Right, DRS. For Valtteri Bottas then. He should be able to get this one done on us. Get a double helping of it round here. And what I want to do is try and stay with him across this next section of the lap.
Okay.
We will have to deploy to stay with him. Might be under pressure from Tsunoda here. We really don't want to lose that position.
Yuki.
Well, that's fine.
Let's try to get in. Click overtake available.
Alonso is past Fittipaldi now. So Alonso making the moves he needs to at the back there. Up to P19. Right, Ricciardo should get DRS across this next section.
Just keep looking after your tires.
Understood.
Ocon's got a mechanical fault. He's in P5, the Williams driver. We saw him high up in a sprint a couple of races ago, or last race actually in COTA, and then he dropped significantly down the order. And now he's got a mechanical fault, so not great for him there.
Increase your lift and coast a little bit more, please.
All right, here we go. Ricciardo's got DRS.
Overtake available.
We really didn't want Tsunoda getting through there, though, because it's going to be hard to lose Tsunoda.
Very good.
Wanted to use this double taking of DRS to pull away. Fittipaldi is getting back past Fernando Alonso. Alonso's just got to stay with it in this stint. He's going to go a lot longer than these guys, so hopefully it'll come to him in the end. All right, Ricciardo back under pressure from Tsunoda here.
On charge him.
Got to try and stay with him, but he's going to get that extra helping of DRS. It's so powerful here to help you pull away. And Tsunoda might just pull away here. Fernando Alonso has got DRS on him.
Just get DRS.
He's got DRS as well, and he's saying in the slipstream that we duck out, then we duck back in. Gonna have another look. Bortoleto pulls out. Alonso's still gonna go for it though. Fernando Alonso should get a much better traction off these corners because Bortoleto's got no grip on those tyres, and we're gonna force him a little bit out wide there. And Alonso is through onto Bortoleto. And now on to Fittipaldi, who we were battling earlier. And Fittipaldi's moved himself up to 17th. He was 19th when we had that earlier battle. Right, Ricciardo's got Lando Norris all over him here. So Lando is likely to get past us here. And then we'll just try and stick with Lando. Tsunoda's pulled out a 3-second gap now. And he's got 8% better tyres than Ricciardo. So Tsunoda is again having a very, very good day here. Starting to dominate this final quarter of the season is Yuki Tsunoda. And there goes Lando Norris.
Next car behind is Norris.
On the mediums. But Yuki is looking very good for another round of domination here. Bortoleto does have to pit. And Alonso is on Fittipaldi here. And he'll be past Fittipaldi. He'll get the second helping of DRS.
That's Lawson ahead.
So Alonso started 22nd, now up to 17th. Slow progress, but it is progress. Second helping of DRS. Hopefully that'll put him in the DRS of Lawson. It does, so that should be good. Defend from Fittipaldi, and he's already broken the DRS to Fittipaldi. So Lawson will be next on the agenda for Alonso. Ricciardo can't stay with Norris, and we've not got much time left to play with. So Ricciardo's just going to have to go about his race. I say, we'll take a podium. Third place is enough, really. With the deficit that Tsunoda's got, he needs to win all the races and for us to finish, I think, 4th or lower in every race. So we'll take a podium here. Fernando then needs to get past Lawson because it's M1.8 to K-Mag. We're going to go round the outside and then it's 6 seconds to Perez. So he'll have some clean air once he gets past these. They're starting to get a lot lower on their tyres. We've got 15% on Magnussen, nearly 20% on Perez. Only problem here is Lawson's probably got a really good opportunity coming back at us because the double taking of, the double helping of DRS is just so powerful here. We'll get some traction on him, I think, now, but it's going to be very difficult. And here he comes. Lawson going to try the inside here. We force him to cut the corner a bit, and then we force him out wide as well. Fernando Alonso being very aggressive in his defence, and he needs to be. Lawson with that double taking of DRS, and he can't make it work.
Has DRS.
So that was great work from Fernando in terms of defence there. But we need to get to K-Mag here, or at least break the DRS to Liam Lawson here. And Alonso did get DRS on K-Mag there, so Alonso's got a great opportunity here to get past K-Mag. Then we can break the DRS to K-Mag.
Push.
Lovely. This is going to work well because we can just push out of this corner, helped with the second helping of DRS. We should break the 1 second, nearly 1 second already. So this is going to be easy work, and there we go. DRS broken to K-Mag.
Focus on that management.
And that's where Alonso needs to be now. 8 seconds up the road is Perez. It's got nice clean air. Most of these hopefully should pit by the time we get close. Depends on our pace. Ricciardo has just picked up DRS on Lando Norris. So Ricciardo in contention still. But his tyre life is not great. Yuki Tsunoda got 10%. Yuki is just managing this race, isn't he? Yuki's got so much room to play with. He could easily probably push 10 seconds down the road if he wanted to. I got a whole gaggle of cars in now. Hulkenberg, Sainz's issue getting worse. Russell in as well. So Alonso is being promoted up the order. And a lot of cars that he was getting up to are getting out of the way. Hopefully Albon in next. The Williams are squabbling. We need them out of the way. Norris has pulled 3 seconds on Ricciardo. So Norris's pace looks good. And he's on the medium. So have to see. But Verstappen is closing as well, so I don't think this one is over necessary for Ricciardo to get a podium. Albon has stopped, so Alonso is up to P10. Ocon kept DRS on his teammate Perez there, but he won't have DRS now, so Alonso should be good to get past Ocon, then Perez, and then he's got more clean air, so this is working okay at the moment. Norris, Bottas, Hamilton, Leclerc all into the pits. Ocon has just kept DRS on his teammate here. So Alonso is going to have to try and get past him with them both having DRS, as Norris is coming out of the pits in the middle of all of this.
Ocon on DRS.
But Alonso's going to be past him. And Alonso has now got a great chance to get past Perez here. DRS assisted. Perez goes to the outside. Alonso will switch over to the inside. And Fernando Alonso moves up into P4 then.
Let's go.
I'm going to use this just to attack a bit. Alright, here comes Ricciardo then. Need a nice clean stop. No, we're not getting a clean stop. Sticky left rear.
Okay.
And Ricciardo.
Alrighty.
Verstappen's going to be a lot closer than what he was.
Sorry. Reminder, throttle on pit exit.
Just manage the pace.
Right, Ricciardo out of the pits then.
Okay, so currently
Just
P6.
attack to warm those tyres up. Here comes Sainz,
Will be Piastri.
who's got a really good undercut on us here. Sainz is retiring.
Oh, hydraulics.
Carlos Sainz is out of this race. There he is. He's into the pits. We've got a yellow flag somewhere as well.
Stopped.
Okay, now we have a yellow.
Okay.
It's a fairly heavy accident.
Albon's crashed. What is going on here? I think he's lost it all by himself. Last corner into the wall, I'd imagine here. Yes. And Verstappen now on Fernando Alonso. Fernando trying to battle him. Alright, now Max is put. Although we might be able to come back at Max here. We're going to get DRS. Let's just wait and see.
Copy.
No, I think Max has... Oh, he's already done it. Well, even though we turned it off, Alonso has still let Ricciardo go, but that's the right thing anyway. Alonso in then for his first stop of the day. Ricciardo is unfortunately tumbling down this order now, isn't he? 2-second stop, very nice, but yeah, Ricciardo got a challenge on his hands here. Hopefully we're quicker in that final stint, but we've never been that great round Mexico in this car. This could be a big day for Yuki Tsunoda in the championship. Alonso is going to be P13 because Teo Porcher, we have this really slow exit, so he'll be past us. Ricciardo then under threat from Hulkenberg. Well, under threat, Hulkenberg is past Ricciardo. Let's say, I think we've struggled in Mexico in the past, and it's happening again here. Not much we can do. We've got to stay on this medium. Got a yellow flag. Leclerc's got a mechanical fault behind us.
Car's off.
So Alonso's
Yeah, okay.
got some DRS. Bortoletto spun. He's having an absolute nightmare around here. And Alonso is past Teo Porcher. Now 3 seconds up the road to Perez. Perez 14 seconds off the points. Alonso's got much better tyre life. Just getting that up to temp, as we said. But yeah, Ricciardo going backwards. Leclerc's fault, as I say, is quite severe. So he's got a bit more tyre margin on these. So he's probably going to be quicker on that final stint. But how far back is Ricciardo going to be? Ricciardo coming back at Hulkenberg then. Hulkenberg is on 70% hard, so perhaps we can just use a bit of what we've got here.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Use this double taking of DRS, pull away and get close to Bottas. 2.8 to Bottas.
We focus on the cars ahead now.
Let's have a look if we can make this work. Stretching it out there to 7 tenths to Hulkenberg. Right, we have got a second on Hulkenberg. I don't think we've stretched it enough to say goodbye to him. He may well come back at us there.
And in front of you is Bottas.
Well, that has certainly helped Ricciardo there. Maintain P6. Alonso 2.6 then off Perez now. Okay, Alonso has caught Perez, and in fact we are past Perez. So Fernando Alonso up into P11. Now he is chasing down the points.
And Alonso with a wonderfully executed move.
Started from the pit lane. Actually quite a good race for Alonso so far. And now we've just got to push up to... But this is his biggest challenge now. It's 14 seconds to the points. If he can get to the points, apart from Hamilton, it's pretty close. So Alonso got to use his pace now. And we've got to drop Perez. Okay, lap 38. And we've got a second round of pit stops. Bottas is the first in here. Just an update on Alonso's progress. He has got down to 6 seconds to Russell. It was 10 seconds. That is coming down, but Leclerc is going to be even further up the road. So quite a bit of work for Alonso to do get points here, I feel, but going about his business okay. There is Bottas. Now that is obviously the problem because Bottas is a full pit stop ahead of Alonso, so that really shows the magnitude of Alonso's task. So Alonso is not really going to be getting in this top 6. It's really probably going to be around 9th or 10th here. Here we go then. Hopefully a nice stop this time round. 2.3, not our fastest, but that will do. Where are we going to come out here?
Reminder, throttle on pit exit.
And behind Alonso. Probably just ahead of Hamilton, I would suggest. Hamilton might just get us because of that slow exit. Oh, I don't know. Hamilton's a little bit far back, isn't he?
So currently P8.
That slow exit is so bad.
Okay,
right,
so
here we go. Oh, we're ahead of Hamilton then.
Okay, Hulkenberg.
Get those tyres up to temp.
Hamilton behind you now.
Alonso's attacking on his final stint here. Well, his middle stint, final part of this stint, I should say. 25 seconds is the pit loss.
Let's try to clear him.
Oh, I've got a virtual safety car. Alonso, get you in there. Fernando is coming in.
Box, pit confirm.
This is going to be massive for Tsunoda. Tsunoda is going to have a massive lead. What has happened? Teo Porcher.
Now with the hands.
Oh, Teo. What's happened here? Oh, he's going to bin it into the wall.
But oh, they can't avoid making contact. And all it can take is one mistake.
That has worked out perfectly for Fernando here, though. Tsunoda didn't pit, actually, unless he's already past the pit lane. But here comes Fernando Alonso. Looks to be one of a few that can take advantage of this.
We have to protect those tires.
And a 2.1 second stop. That is beautiful work from the pit crew. Leclerc is still going. That must just be an ERS issue then. But Alonso will be clear of Leclerc. And that has worked out beautifully. So Alonso into the top 10.
P10.
We are all over George here, though. Hopefully we can get it done here.
Come on, mate.
DRS open. And the outside. Job done. But George will now get the DRS on the straight. The two straights. So might be hard to keep him at bay here. And Ricciardo has DRS on Hulkenberg. We're looking at Alonso still fighting with George back there. But Ricciardo through on Hulkenberg.
Next car will be Piastri.
And we'll do the usual push on this next DRS zone. Try and build that gap to Hulkenberg. As I say, he's got a mechanical issue. So he might be slower now in this race. Back marker gets out of the way nicely. Block off Hulkenberg would be nice.
Okay, understood.
Oh, he's sort of slowing up. But I think Hulkenberg's just about stayed with us in the DRS. No, he's lost it. 1.3. And we are straight into the DRS then of Oscar Piastri. Ricciardo making moves here. His softs will drop off later on in this race. Ricciardo having a look on the inside. He stays in there. Danny Rick on the inside. Yes, great work. But again, same problem that Piastri might come straight back at him on the start-finish straight. Looks like Alonso has now dropped Russell. And Alonso is making the move on Lewis Hamilton then. We're up to our usual trick here.
Managing all your tyres.
It's now 7 seconds to Piastri, so this probably will get a little bit harder for Alonso. It's 13 laps to go. Got good tyre life. Needs this back marker out of the way, and he is just about out of the way there. So Alonso up to P8. And now 5 seconds to Piastri. Ricciardo's P5. He's about 2.8 now off Bottas. Okay, Ricciardo has just picked up DRS on Valtteri Bottas here then. And what we're hoping is to get past on this start-finish straight again. And then we'll use the pace to push away.
Keep the head down. As
we've been doing through most of this race. Use a bit of battery now just to even get even closer and past him early on here.
Okay, understood.
Here we go then. Gaining, pulls out. Bottas covers the inside. But Ricciardo will switch over to the outside, and this should be easy work. It's such a long straight here in Mexico. And Ricciardo is past Bottas, and as we've been doing, and you can use this as a little bit of a cheese here, is that once you get past that DRS, you can just use this one to pull away and easily break the DRS to the car behind. And there you see it, 1.1 already, 1.3. It gives you such a significant advantage. Not to say Bottas won't come back at us, but that has worked nicely for Ricciardo. So Ricciardo up to P4 now, and the next man up the road is Lando Norris.
In front of you is Norris.
But our tyres will start to may cross back over in favour of the hard runners soon.
We stay in the rhythm.
As Pierre Gasly has retired now. So Sainz, Pourchaire and Gasly just pulling in. Yeah, engine blow up for the Audi, man. I think Ricciardo's not going to have the pace on Norris because the tyres are going to switch over in favour of the hards shortly. So he might just have to manage where he is, Ricciardo, and take P4. Damage limitation. Tsunoda near enough another pit stop gap here today. Right, here comes Fernando Alonso then on Nico Hulkenberg. I must have touched the brake pedal because the DRS slammed shut for a moment there. And Alonso not quite alongside Hulkenberg, but he can be much later on the brakes. And Alonso is past Hulkenberg, and we're already on to Piastri. Could we get a 2-for-1 here? I don't think we're close enough, though, to Oscar. Or are we? We've got really good pace. Alonso could get past both of them. He is going to get past both of them. Fernando Alonso in the space of a couple of corners, past Hülkenberg, past Piastri, and moves from P8 into P6. And it's now only 2.2 to Valtteri Bottas ahead of him.
2.3 ahead.
So Alonso has got a really good chance here of getting up to P5 now. What a comeback. This will be really benefit from the virtual, but, you know, he's had a good race even without that virtual, I feel. Just got about his business quite well. Here we go. This is going to be perfect for Fernando. We'll use the battery again.
Focus on,
not going to have much of it, to be fair, but might use all of it here. But this will be P5. We'll use a bit of harvest into this first corner. And then we'll deploy again. Alonso into P5. And now he's going to use the rest of that battery just to pull away. Hopefully break the DRS to Bottas. And I don't think Bottas will have the pace to come back to us. There we go. That's looking pretty good for me.
So just focus on bringing the tyre temperatures down.
Copy.
Right, Ricciardo is back onto Lando Norris, though. So this is a chance for a podium here for Danny Rick. We want to get ready to do the same. Alonso only 5.8 off this battle. Could he catch them? As Ricciardo is through on the inside, didn't really want to make the move there, in all honesty. I'm going to go conserve here. I want Norris to get back past us. We're not catching Verstappen, so our fight now is with Lando Norris. So
6 more laps.
Lando can get back past us. We'll save a bit of tyre life while this goes on. Right, there goes Lando.
You're good to push.
He's going to get that DRS to pull away. Hopefully we can stay within the DRS. We want to catch him on that start-finish straight because that's where we can pull away. Yeah, so this is a much better opportunity this time round.
You can use the overtake.
Here we go then. Ricciardo, for what would be a podium. 4 laps to go.
5 more laps. 5 more laps.
Up here is right. It's actually 5. We're starting the 67 laps, so 5 to go, including this one. And Ricciardo is into P3. Now we've got to use that battery, use that fuel, use the pace to pull away and build a second gap on Lando Norris. Can we do it here? It's up to 7 tenths now. Up to a second. To 1.3. It's looking good. 1.4. Let's ease off the fuel. We'll still use a little bit of battery. Get to this back marker if we can. If we can get DRS on this back marker, that'll give another little bit of a boost for us. Alex Albon, who's going around with a chunk of his rear wing missing. Just see if Ricciardo does pick up DRS off him. So it'll be really handy if he does. Might be a little bit too far back. We'll get DRS on the start-finish straight, and that will give us another massive boost on Lando. So that could, well, be job done. Alonso's got some DRS of himself. He's on the other Aston of K-Mag. So Albon obviously being lapped twice here. Ricciardo getting that DRS. I think that's going to be job done now for Ricciardo. 2.6. What can Fernando do? He can use the rest of the pace now.
Push.
Yuki Tsunoda is starting the final lap. Alonso's got about a lap and a half to go. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to catch Lando. There he is. It's not quite going to happen for Fernando.
Overtake available.
Ricciardo, we're just bringing the car home. Ricciardo is going to get a podium then. Fernando, we're not quite going to have the pace to get to Lando, are we? It was close.
Norris ahead of you.
Yeah, we'd need the DRS now, so it's not quite going to happen for Fernando. But it's still been a pretty damn good recovery drive from him.
Understood.
1.4 to Lando, 1.8. We didn't have any battery to deploy out of there. Lando has, so that's going to be job done
Recharge on.
for Lando Norris, unfortunately. A good drive from Fernando Alonso. But none of them were as good as this man, Yuki Tsunoda, who's going to win here. And he's going to win by 23.5 seconds, nearly 24. Yuki Tsunoda wins again for RB. He's ramping up his championship battle with Danny Rick.
Yuki Tsunoda over the line.
And look at the gap to Verstappen, 23, 24 seconds. And Ricciardo is even 20 seconds back off Verstappen. So Ricciardo finished 43 seconds off Tsunoda. Verstappen then into checkered flag, P2.
Yeah, copy.
Let's make sure we don't use any fuel. Here comes Danny Rick then. It is going to be a podium. We wanted at least podiums, and he has secured that. P3 for Ricciardo.
Okay, we take the flag.
Norris is going to finish P4, and what a recovery from Fernando Alonso to finish P5. So Tsunoda wins it. Verstappen second, Ricciardo third, Norris fourth, and Alonso recovers to P5. Well, there we go. Yuki wins again. Verstappen second, but Ricciardo hangs on to the podium. That's what we want. Keep those podiums coming. And here we have the full classification then. So Yuki Tsunoda really did dominate again. From pole, wins it. Then it's Max Verstappen in second. He takes the fastest lap of the race. Ricciardo up 1 to finish P3, so up from 4th to P3. At least podiums is what we're looking for. Damage limitation to Yuki whilst he's in this dominant run. So we did well in the end. Looked like we might have been 5th or 6th at one point. So we'll take 3rd indeed. And Lando Norris up 2 to 4th. Shows that Alonso's down 2. That's from where he actually qualified, but it's not where he started. He started from the pit lane in 20 seconds. So actually up 17 places from Fernando Alonso. So a really good drive. Did benefit from that virtual safety car. I think he might have got up to 9th at least without the virtual, so still would have been a good recovery, but he certainly will take 5th. Great recovery drive from Fernando Alonso. Hulkenberg up 5, finishes 6th. Bottas 7th, Piastri 8th, Lewis Hamilton 9th, and George Russell a good drive up 7 to finish 10th. What does that do to the Drivers' Championship then? Ricciardo still leads, but Yuki Tsunoda does take 10 points out of him. So the gap is now 54 points. I think there's 4 races to go, isn't there? So if we carried on like this with Tsunoda first and Ricciardo finishing 3rd in the races, that would only give Tsunoda 40 points. So as I say, podiums are good enough for Ricciardo. Tsunoda needs to win all the races. He needs Ricciardo in sort of 5th, 6th, or a retirement. If there's a retirement for Danny Rick, that's going to blow this wide open if Tsunoda was to win that race. But at the moment, 54 points, still a pretty good gap. Max is 80 odd back, so it's not going to happen for Max. Fernando now even more back. He's nearly 100 points back on Ricciardo. So Fernando Alonso not going to become a 3-time world champion. Carlos Sainz is 5th, Oscar Piastri 6th, Lando Norris 7th, Hulkenberg 8th, Hamilton 9th, and Bottas 10th. No movement there, but Bottas is on the same points as Ferrari. Mercedes has been slowly gaining on Ferrari, so we'll see that shortly. Leclerc doesn't score, Russell gets a point, and the rest don't score today, so that stays as is. Constructors, and yeah, we're pretty much there now. Red Bull, Sainz, not scoring points for Red Bull, of course, so they only get 19. RB get 33, but it's only gaining 8 on us. It's not enough. They need to be gaining 30, 40 a race. So that one is near enough in the bag. Team Lotus in 1st, Red Bull 2nd. RB got a chance for 2nd, though. Going to be close between Red Bull and RB. McLaren look too far back on 3rd, so 4th is their own. And Ferrari 5th, Mercedes 6th. But I'd say Mercedes continue to take little nibbles. They're only little nibbles, 5 points again. They need to be taking about 12, 15 points out of race, but there could be a battle on for 5th. And no change in this battle for 7th, so it remains Haas on 16 points, Aston Martin 13, Williams 11, and Audi on 7. So still a fight for 7th. Alpine yet to score for the 2nd consecutive season, I believe. And that's going to bring this one to a close then. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with that result. Ricciardo done enough. As I say, at least podiums is going to be more than enough for us. He achieved that. And Alonso, we were surprised to start in the pit lane, but he recovered really well to P5. So both drivers doing really well. Ricciardo is looking pretty good for the Drivers' Championship, but Tsunoda has certainly got an outside chance. It very much is like the Lando Verstappen battle of 2024 in real life. Yuki's got to win all the races, and he's got to hope Danny Rick has a mistake somewhere. If Danny Rick can continue on the podium, keep that consistency, he is going to become a first-time world champion in 2026. Yuki Tsunoda, that would be the same for him, of course. So going to be very close between those two. As I say, Constructors looks pretty much wrapped up. But if you got all the way to the end of this video, if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you can smash that like button, really does help me out. And let me know in the comments, what did you think of this race? And we're going to be back very soon with the next episode in this Team Lotus F1 Manager series.